This is Rob Tebbutt for Boxing Social. Delighted to be joined here by the Jackal, Carl Frampton. We're here at the Warrington-Frampton press conference in London. How are you, Carl?
I'm not too bad.
Good stuff. So, what do we see here today? Very respectful between you and Josh Warrington.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I'd done a bit of stuff for BT yesterday. All very civil, all very respectful. I think tomorrow, maybe in Leeds, it might get a little bit heated. You'll have, obviously, a passionate set of fan bases all there for Josh Warrington. Maybe a bit different, but Josh is a decent guy, and I don't think there's any need for it. I don't think this fight needs it, to be honest. And you know, it's going to be an exciting fight. I don't think all the bullshit needs to come with it.
What's it going to be like for you going there tomorrow? I mean, historically, you've been the one with the vociferous fan base. Now you're going to be stepping into enemy territory in Leeds tomorrow. How do you think you're going to react to that?
It'll be okay. I've done it when I went to, when I'd done the Quig tour. He had a lot of support there at the press conferences. I was getting heckled a little bit, but this is going to be different. They're much more passionate. Josh's fans are obviously greater in numbers as well, so it'll be all right. I'll be able to deal with it. I feel like I'm a cool enough character to be able to handle them things. And listen, it's all talk. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter what the fans say. It matters what happens on the night.
Last time we saw you in the ring, you got yourself a stoppage against Luke Jackson. Now you've had time to reflect on that. What did you make of your performance in Belfast?
I thought it was good. I never really got out of first gear. I done what I had to do. I listened to my corner. I was trying new things out. And I think you can do that with people like Luke Jackson, but it's going to be a different kettle of fish with Josh Warrington. He's a much better fighter. But I believe him in my prime years right now. I believe that you look at my last two performances in particular, there's always a question about me kind of blowing a little bit down the stretch the last few rounds, but I went 12 rounds and I'd done 9 rounds, and against Jackson I wasn't blowing. I felt like I was a 15-round fighter, and I'll need that for Warrington, because he's going to bring a high pace, but I'll be able to deal with it. I was talking there about punching power. I haven't stopped anyone quite a while apart from Jackson, but I was fighting at a very high level at featherweight. I'm the hardest puncher he's ever fought, and he'll know all about that in the first round.
Is it a relief to you to get that stoppage? I mean, as you mentioned, that you've been fighting at a very high level. The stoppages haven't been as frequent as they had been earlier on in your career, particularly when you're at super bantamweight. Do you feel like a sense of relief finally getting a stoppage after, what was it, a couple of years?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to get a stoppage. You know, as a featherweight, I've fought. Santa Cruz twice, Donaire, who's a quality fighter, Horatio Garcia, who was as big as you. So yeah, look, it was coming. It was a long time coming, but and that's good. Maybe people are maybe sleeping on my punching power, but you ask anyone I've sparred about my punching power, and they'll tell you how good it is. Josh Warrington will find out on the night how good it is.
Now, as I said to you before your last fight, it was my first fight in Belfast, quite an atmosphere. What's it going to be like in Manchester when two separate sets of fans from Leeds and Belfast come together?
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be very, very passionate, probably a little hostile. I hope not too hostile. Let the fighters do the fighting and all that there. But I've got good fans. I've got respectful fans who support boxers, and they see a good fighter and they know all about it. So his fans are a little bit different than my fans. Football fans, a lot of them, obviously Josh Warrington fans, but different mentality to my fans, and hopefully it goes well.
What do you make of, so I watched parts, I haven't had the chance to watch all of your documentary, Return of the Jackal, but I did watch a bit about the making weight. This is for the IBF World title. The IBF have the rehydration clause of the next day. Is that going to be any issue for you? We saw you weighing nude in Belfast before Luke Jackson. Is that anything that you're thinking about going into this fight?
No, I've done it before. I was IBF champion before, so I've done this numerous times as a super bantamweight, where I was struggling a lot more to make the weight. So it wasn't an issue then, it won't be an issue now. I know what to do, I know how to do it, and I've probably been involved in IBF title fights more than Josh Warrington, so I'll be more experienced in this situation than he is, and I'll get it right.
What do you see as Josh Warrington's biggest threat that you have to look out for when you face him in Manchester?
Work rate, throws a lot, fit, tough. He comes in with his head a lot as well. Which we'll be having a word with the referee about before the fight to make sure things are clean, whether it's accidental or on purpose or not. He needs to be careful with that, but whatever he has, I'll be able to deal with it.
Are you surprised that he's come from winning the world title into facing somebody such as yourself, very high caliber opponent? He could have been excused for having maybe a sort of, not a homecoming fight because he just boxed in Leeds, but a more routine defence. No, it's something you mentioned in the press conference.
No, not at all, because people get well paid when they fight me. That's the bottom line. This is a money-making business, and people want money. They want to be rewarded for their fights, so they all want to fight me because they get well paid. So I'm not surprised at all.
Tell me a little bit about Jamie Moore. It seems to me like every fight that you're getting with Jamie Moore, you're becoming better and better. You seem a lot more settled. I had the privilege to kind of watch you a little bit during fight week last time. How much more is there to come from that relationship, and how do you think he's changed you as a fighter?
I think he's obviously mentally I'm in a better place. Going into fights unhappy isn't a great thing to be going. I was winning big fights, not really that happy, but now I'm changed. I feel like it's a clever approach we're taking now to training. Jamie's a good guy, and I really respect him a lot, and I like him. I like being in his company, and I like being around him. I like the type of person he is. Nigel Travis as well, and everyone else involved. I think that our kind of working relationship is blossoming, and at the minute, I think it's only going to get stronger. And I think that people are now seeing Jamie Moore as one of the best coaches in the UK, and rightly so, in my opinion.
And just finally, Carl, what message have you got for fans who are going to be either tuning in to watch you on BT Sports box office or coming to the arena in Manchester?
Expect a good fight, expect a noisy fight, and expect Carl Frampton win.
Carl Jackal Frampton, thanks very much for speaking to Boxing Social. Look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers, Carl.